Hello, hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by WeUni in partnership with the University of Federico II of Naples. Today, we are here to discover many different things. Actually, we have a very full agenda with many different speakers, as you can see here. We will learn more about the university in general and also the courses, but specifically we'll learn more about the engineering courses, the pharmacy department, and we will also have the possibility to listen about direct testimonial from a student, Serra, that is here with us today. So you will have the possibility to not only, of course, learn more about the university, in fact, but also hear from someone that is already inside the university and can give you some more inspiration. So as previously said, I'm not alone. I would like to introduce you very quickly the speakers of today. We are here with the Professor Davide Marocco for the Internationalization admission. And also we are here with Professor Valeria Costantino. She's the delegate for Erasmus projects. And then we have Cristiano Preiner from the University Officer for the Federico II. And then we have Mario Selvaggio from the Department of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. And at the end, we have Giuseppe Ercolano from the Department of Pharmacy. And of course, as previously mentioned with Serra, that she's a student from the Medicine and Surgery course in Federico II. So it's a pleasure to have you here, of course, today with us. I would just like to mention before we start that you will have the possibility to interact with the speakers today. So after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session. So you can do all the questions that you want during the presentation. You can write them in the Q&A box here or even in the chat if you prefer. And we will go through them at the end of the presentation. So don't be shy. Okay, so I think that since we have so many things to assist today, I would leave the floor to Professor Marocco for the really first part of the presentation. So Professor, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's welcome to everyone to the presentation of the university, and I'm really glad to be here. So I'd like to show you briefly one quick presentation. I know I don't have much time, but it's just to welcome everyone to the University of Naples, Frederick II. And as you can see from the title, is 2,500 years of Naples, because this year is actually, well, last year, but anyway, we are around the period in which the city was born 2,500 years ago. And it's nice to talk about the relationship with past and present and future of the university. The university is actually the oldest state university in Europe. It was founded, as you can see, a few years ago in 1224. And it remain, I think, with his name, also today. I mean, it's recent the ranking of the NTU, the World University, and actually our university is among the 150 best university, and is actually the 6th among the Italian university. So throughout all this year, the university still maintain its glamour, I will say. The university is big. I'd like to give you just a brief, quick introduction about it. It's a big university. It's actually the biggest in the south of Italy. As you know, we are in the south of Italy, in Naples, about 80,000 students, many departments, 26. It's a general university, so you can find almost everything. But today we will have some specific focus on some subjects, let's say, that are particularly interesting. We offer lots of undergraduate and graduate courses, 177 and 32 actually in English. So there are 3 undergraduate courses and the majority is postgraduate. And also we offer many partnership with double degrees in Europe. Also, of course, we have lots of opportunity with doctorate and postgraduate other stuff, but I think it's more important now to focus on the graduate and undergraduate courses. And also we offer a quite interesting different ways of thinking about education for university levels, because together with the normal courses, I will say, we also offer some specialized program that we call the academies. One of the most relevant is the Apple Developer Academy, which is done in collaboration with Apple, but also we have collaborations with Cisco, with Deloitte, and with Leonardo, which is an Italian aerospace company. So we also have many other opportunity to specialize your education, I would say. Naples is a quite interesting place. I'm actually not from Naples, but I'm here now. It's about 8 years, and I would say it's a great city, lots of opportunities, both to study, I would say, and to do a nice life with many interesting things to do. Something that is very, I think, unique of Naples is that you can really study everything from really the real past, from the ancient Rome or the Greek. For example, Naples was founded by the Greek 2,500 years ago. And you will also find super new technologies like quantum computing or other stuff that I see in the back of Mario's screen, so robotics and other stuff. So you can easily go from Pompeii and the fascinating past to the modern technology in just a few minutes, I will say. The university is located everywhere in the city and very nice and old building, as well as super modern building like the one in which there are now the academies. So it's very different on many perspective from other more typical university. I've been in the UK, for example, for many years, and it was very different from here. So here you can stay in the park and then move from very modern architecture to very old and interesting buildings. So this is also something very interesting, I would say, of the university. And just to finish, because I know I have to be quick, Naples is an affordable city and also full of energy. I know lots of students that really, after they came here, they immediately get on with the city, and there are lots of opportunity to the nightlife, to educational and cultural activities. So I really think it is a young university in which students can, of course, study, but also enjoy and nice and affordable, I would say, also in economic terms, affordable city. Also, it's very open. There are many universities, not only ours. Ours is the biggest one, but of course, there are also other universities. And then you can find students from all over the world and also people from all over the world. So I think also the international asset of the city, I think is great for a nice and unique experience. So now I pass the floor to my colleagues and I welcome again, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of the talks together.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor. I think that now is time for the overview of the programs with the Professor Valeria Costantino. So Valeria, if you're here, the floor is yours.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your the website actually. I think, oh, okay.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
you stopped it.
Okay.
But no problem, we can load it again.
Okay.
Okay.
So now It's better.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
perfect. Thank you.
so welcome to all our participants here in the webinar. I'm Valeria, and I am the person in charge of Erasmus programs coordination here in these universities, and also in charge of all, we can say, the needs of international students in Naples, being part of a task force of the university called Emergency Task Force that will take care of all emergency and need of international students. And just I would like you to invite to go and to surf our international .tunina.it website. This is dedicated to all international hosts. As you can see what about the PhD course, for example, on research and facility, but you can also see about academic students and life. And here you can see all information that can be useful for you, such as how to find an accommodation, emergency numbers, and so on. But also you will have information about our international welcome desk service to find accommodation and for other things, how to apply for a visa, for example, and personal tax code. So all information that you need to live in Italy and to live in Naples are reported here. And also you will find here the admission regulation, but Dr. Cristiano will talk about this soon, so I will not go on this. And also you will find our international catalogs. For example, here you have 2-year master degrees, and as you can see, all of these courses are taken in English or Italian and English, so it's easy to find information on what we can give you. For example, you see about social sciences, this courses on digital society, social innovation, and global citizen, and so on. I would also mention that we have some double degrees, and you will find here the programs, the information, the website. One is in the Department of Pharmacy, that is department that I belong, and also there are some 3 years bachelor's degrees. But I would also to point out that we have a linguistic center very active, so you can learn Italian. This is a free option for international students, but you can also follow classes on English, Spanish, German, and French, and all this is at the International Language Center. And you can also see, you see that we have many activity with international students, and we welcome you 3 times a year in the Erasmus, with the event called Erasmus Welcome Day. That is a day in which we give information and meet the students and stay together in an informal environment. I will say that it's all from my side for now, and at the end I will be here to try to answer to your question, and of course I will really wish you that you will have this experience here with us in the University of Naples Federico II in our city of Naples. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Now I think it should be the time for Cristiano for the admission part. So Cristiano, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Carolina. Thanks for having me. Good afternoon, everyone. It's just after 5, so I'm not going to offer you a cup of tea. So I'm going to be a bit more boring. Anyway, seriously, I'm Cristiano Preiner. I'm one of the university officer of the University of Naples Federico II. I am part of the team responsible for the admissions of non-EU students residing abroad. Let me share my screen with you. Now I hope that you see what I'm seeing and you hear what I'm saying. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a brief overview about 3 topics that can be summarized with 3 keywords: visa, admission, and the documents supporting high school and your academic qualifications, your academic credentials. Let's start with visa. Just try to ask yourself a question, very important questions. Entry visa, yes or not? You all are international students, but in order to define precisely which category of international student you belong to, it is necessary to understand whether you need an entry visa for Italy or not. Mainly, basically we have 2 categories. The one is EU student or EU equivalent student. EU students are European citizens, so citizens holding citizenship of one of the European member states. And EU equivalent students, so that have the same status of EU students, are non-European citizens with permanent residence in Italy or EU long-term residence permit. Let me just clarify what can we understand saying permanent residence. Under this category, you can find permit of stay in Italy for study reasons or for family reasons, for religious reasons, even, for example, a political asylum permit of stay or refugee status permit of stay. So these are the categories that can be considered as equivalent, EU equivalent students. Then even people holding the long-term residence permit, which is a particular permit of stay released by European Union authorities. So these categories of EU student and equivalent students don't need any visa. So they will directly matriculate, enroll at the university, at the students' affairs offices directly in Naples. The second category of international students is the one that includes non-EU students residing abroad. Basically, they are non-EU citizens residing outside an EU country. They necessarily need visa, and they have to, they must pre-enroll on University website before matriculation. Let me just focus your attention on this topic because the visa issue is very important because it is your sole responsibility to ensure that you are fully informed about the visa procedure. So we are not responsible if you miss or if you fail your requirements in order to or the relevant procedure in order to get the visa. So it is your sole responsibility to understand whether you need a visa or not. Having said that, for example, if you hold a permit of stay for study reason, if you are a non-EU citizen and you hold a permit of stay for study reason in another EU member countries, you need necessary a visa for entry in Italy. So that is why it's very important to set this issue. If you have any trouble or any difficulties in understand your or in define your status, you can navigate this portal, which is a portal belonging to the domain of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, vissoperitalia.esteri.it. Here you can put your data, your nationality, your country of residence, the length of your stay, and this site, this website, this portal will give you the answer about the visa issue. Let's talk about admission. Before you matriculate or before you pre-enroll, after having defined your status, your international student status, you have to verify the entry requirements and you have to navigate our course catalog, our Italian course catalog, our international course catalog, as mentioned by Professor Valeria Costantino before on our international portal. So you have to choose your program, you have to select your program. Basically, you can navigate the department website, even the program website itself, and in order to understand whether there are specific features or particular requirements you have to fulfill in order to be admitted. Okay, so even if that's important, even to understand whether you have selected a course or a program with restricted access, in order to know whether there is an entry test, an admission interview. So it's very important to define these before you matriculate and before you pre-enroll. You can have the course coordinator itself as a contact person, and you can contact the course coordinator itself. Basically, the main document, the main record, the key element of an admission procedure are the curriculum vitae, a transcript of record, and the motivational letter. These are the three most important things that you need to upload in order to be admitted to your selected program. And this is a procedure that is in common to EU student and for a non-EU student. After having admitted, European student and EU equivalent student can matriculate directly at the student office. For non-EU student residing abroad instead, we have two additional mandatory requirements. For instance, if you have chosen a course, a program taught in Italian, you must prove, you must certify the knowledge of the Italian language with a B2 level certification, or if you haven't any certification, you can attend a remote assessment interview set by the department itself. Another mandatory requirement for all prospective students of master degree or second-sided degree programs is the pre-acceptance letter. That is the output, a specific output for non-EU students residing abroad. With this pre-acceptance letter, and with the proof of the Italian language, if you chose a program taught in Italian, you can perform the pre-enrollment procedure on University Italy website. Now let me just focus your attention on the pre-enrollment procedure on University website. You can navigate this portal, you can register on this portal. We remind you that this is mandatory only for non-EU students residing abroad, and you can pre-enroll in the relevant sections reserved to international students. Mainly, the pre-enrollment procedures consist of three major steps. The application, you can apply, you can open an application, choosing and pre-enrolling, so choosing the selected program, uploading to your application all the documents that already you've shown that you already have uploaded to the course coordinator in order to be admitted. And even the most important thing, you can even upload the pre-acceptance letter that is the proof of your admission to the selected course. Once you have opened your application, you will forward it to our queue, to our UNINA, to our university. We will check your personal data. We will check whether you have a pre-acceptance letter. So basically, if you are admitted to one of our programs, and then we give a green light to the embassies, because we will forward your application after the validation to the Italian authorities in your residence country and your country of origin. Then you will, in this stage, you will schedule an appointment with Italian authorities, with embassies or consulates, in order to having your visa released. Once you have obtained your visa, it's time to take off and it's time to fly to Naples, and when we finally meet. Now, for the matriculation here in Naples, you need two major mandatory supporting documents that for non-EU students residing abroad, so for the one that's pre-enrolled on University portal, are the declaration of value issued by Italian embassies, or in alternative, two statements, the statement of comparability taken together with the statement of verification, which are two documents released via the Diplomi website, which is an internet-based platform from CIMEA diplomi.it platform. For you students instead, it will suffice a diploma supplement released by your university and the statement of verification, only the statement of verification released by the Diplomi platform. In case you have any doubt about this procedure, for international students residing outside you can contact our team, writing an email to enrollment@unina.it, and then navigate the international UNINA, our international page, in order to find out our contacts, said Students Affairs Secretaries, Students Affairs Office's contacts. So that's it for me. See you soon in Napoli. Thank you for your time, and I give you back the floor to you, Carolina.
Thank you so much. Okay, so it should be time for Mario Selvaggio from the Department of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology. Mario, the floor is yours.
Yes, I'm sharing the screen.
Thank you.
Can you confirm you see the screen?
Yes, we can see it.
All right, so thank you very much for inviting me. First, a few words about me. I'm Mario Selvaggio. I'm 36 years old. And currently I'm assistant professor of robotics at UNINA. So a few words about my education. I received a mechanical engineering degree, both at master and bachelor level. And then I graduated for the PhD in information technology and electrical engineering. So, well, turn the slide. So I'm a part of the Prisma Lab, and here basically every day I collaborate with many students, PhDs, postdocs, and research assistants to develop robots. We develop robots at all levels, let's say from mechanical design to software to intelligence. We connect sensors, actuators, design the electronics, and so on and so forth. So we want to develop, of course, a robot that can sense us, that can collaborate with us, and can take over when we won't be able to do like jobs that are, dull, dirty, and tedious. This is, of course, an overview you see on the screen of the projects that we have. We have had many projects in a lot of areas, from robotic surgery to aerial robotics to human-robot collaboration and so on. So I currently lead the activities on human-robot collaboration, but I also collaborate in many other research areas, as we will see in a moment. So I just want to give a few words about the PhD. That is something that hasn't been touched yet. So I hope to give a good overview of it. And I will give you an overview of course, my experience through the PhD. So actually, I chosen after the graduation to enroll in a PhD program, because I wanted to become more expert, in the robotics field. But actually, what I loved the most it was the fact that I was creating knowledge for the rest of the world, and this was actually given to me by the feedback I received while I traveled the world, for conferences and things like that. So during my PhD, I went abroad. I traveled a lot, and I had the opportunity to visit, for example, CNRS in France and University of California, Santa Barbara, both for 6 months. So it was very, let's say, long trip abroad. And I basically touched these 3 topics that you see on the left of the slide. So I worked in both robotic surgery, dual arm robotic manipulation, and finally to this very funny, let's say, robot that grows itself traveling through its environment. When I joined the PhD, this was the, let's say, the most advanced robot that we had in the lab. This was a pizza making robot. It was 10 years ago now. And, you know, I mean, there were people in the lab working on this, and this was like state of the art for the world, because we were sort of starting AI, because we were acquiring data from pizza makers, as you can see in the video, and then we were training models, reproducing its trajectories in order to make a pizza. So the project was successful in the sense that we developed a cool robot. You can see very old technology now, but it was the state of the art. We didn't manage to make a good pizza yet. So this brings me to the last slide, because actually after 10 years, that project ended 5 years ago, and after 10 years from its starting date, I proposed another project. Actually, it's a robotic project that is again on the same topics, robotic manipulation of deformable object through integrated visotactile exploration. And this was funded like a few months ago for 1.1 million euro. It will last for 48 months, starting from next March. And I'm recruiting students. So I'm recruiting both like master degree students, but also PhDs and postdocs to supervise their activities. Of course, I mean, the objective is again enabling domestic robots to perform human-like manipulation of deformable objects and maybe make a better pizza. So this ends my presentations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now it should be time for Giuseppe Ercolano from the Department of Pharmacy. So
yes, officially.
Yes, thank you. Giuseppe, the floor is yours.
Okay. Do you see the presentation?
Is loading, but we should be able to see. Okay, yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me thank the organizer for inviting me to present my scientific research activity. But before starting with my scientific research activity, I would like to show you my relationship with the University of Naples Federico II, because my story started in 2011 with a bachelor degree in scientific information on drugs and diagnostic products, followed by a master degree in 2014 in pharmacy, both at the Department of Pharmacy of the University of Naples Federico II and under the supervision of Professor Angela Iannaro. And thanks to Professor Angela Iannaro, I decided to continue my study, since she shared with me her knowledge, but also the passion for cancer research. I decided to continue my study with a PhD. So in 2015, I started my PhD project, and this project was focused on the role of inflammation in cancer, and in particular in melanoma development and progression. Melanoma is one of the most aggressive forms of skin cancer. And in 2019, I acquired the title of PhD in pharmaceutical sciences. However, during my PhD, but also after my PhD, I spent a period of 3 years abroad. In particular, during my PhD, I spent 1 year in Lausanne at the Ludwig Cancer Research in Switzerland, under the guidance of Professor Pedro Romero, and 2 additional years in Geneva under the guidance of Professor Camilla Yandus at the University of Geneva. Thanks to these 2 professors, I had the opportunity to study an important aspect of cancer, which is the involvement of immune cells in cancer, both innate and adaptive immune cells. But more importantly, I had the privilege to work on this rare population of immune cells, named ILCs, innate lymphoid cells, that have been discovered more or less 10 years ago, and that has been described to be involved in different pathological processes, including cancer. At the end of 2020, I had the opportunity to come back in Italy, and in particular to come back in my department, thanks to a postdoctoral fellowship granted by Fondazione Umberto Veronesi, but the most important achievement arrived just 1 year later, thanks to my first IRC grant from Fondazione IRC. And thanks to Fondazione IRC, I had the opportunity to establish my own research line under the name of OncoImmunoLab, and I also hired 3 talented young students, Dr. Daniela Claudia Maresca, Mrs. Benedetta Romano, and Mr. Fabio Somma, 2 PhD students. Daniela just acquired the title of PhD 2 weeks ago. And the aim of the OncoImmunoLab is mainly divided in 2 arms. On the one end, we characterize the potential anti-cancer effect of novel molecules, both from natural source like extract from plants, but also synthetic molecules, so synthesized by different chemistry. And we perform different in vitro and in vivo assays to characterize the potential anti-cancer effect of these molecules. On the other hand, we continue to characterize the immune cell contribution in tumor microenvironment in cancer patients. So we get access to blood or tumor tissue from cancer patients, and we characterize the frequency and activity of different immune cell population. Last but not least, like Mario showed you before, I also have been awarded the FIS3 starting grant, this Italian grant that gives the opportunity to young researchers to start an ambitious research project. In my case, we are going to start an interesting project in which we will evaluate the potential crosstalk between ILCs, so this population of innate immune cells, with adipocytes that generally surround the tumor and the tumor tissue. To conclude, I just would like to show you that all these steps, of course, shaped me as a researcher, but also as a person, since during my period as a master degree, I discovered the passion for cancer research. During my PhD, I learned tenacity, which is really important. During the period abroad, I had to take important decisions for my future, but the most important message that I would like to share with you is that it's important to follow your dream and to continue to believe in it. And of course, for all of it, I have to thank a lot of persons, my mentors, my research group, colleagues and collaborators, and my family and friends. And of course, you for your attention.
Thank you, Giuseppe. And now we should be able to hear testimonial of Serra. She's a student from medicine and surgery, and I think that she's going to join her screen. Maybe she had some troubles with the Wi-Fi connection, because I can't see her anymore in the panelists. Okay, maybe she's going to join us in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, in order to not lose time for the questions, I think that we can already read some of them if you want. So, for example, I saw a question from some of the students that actually joined a little bit later in the webinar. So, Cristiano, if you would like to maybe do a really quick overview again of the possibility of scholarship, but also I saw a question about the application deadline, because some of the students joined later.
About the deadlines, I haven't mentioned this because we are about to start the pre-enrollment procedure. We are waiting for the green light from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But for example, as we did last year, the pre-enrollment procedure for for non-EU students residing abroad approximately is in April and in May. So we ended the procedure at the end of May. Another thing is the matriculation. The matriculation starts in the middle of July even for first cycle degrees and second cycle degrees. So the matriculation ended for approximately at the end of May, or at the end of March, so the end of March 2027. But there is an important deadline for non-EU student, I would like to highlight this deadline. Because that is important for non-EU students residing abroad, because and the deadline is at the end of January, because for students that pre-enrolled and have had your visa released by Italian embassies, yes, must matriculate before the end of January. Otherwise, Italian authorities will revoke the visa. So the end of January for student requiring visa, it's very important, because if they have obtained a visa, they must matriculate mandatorily by the end of January. Otherwise, the Italian authorities will revoke the visa.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I take this occasion to mention to all the students connected, you will receive an email with all the contacts of the Naples University Federico II. So if you have also any specific questions, for example, about your specific situation, your background, any doubt, you can do it by contacting the team. They are always really available. So if you want, you can contact them. And also you will receive the recording of this webinar. So I saw many different emails during the webinar that compared in the slides. If you have missed them, no problem, because you can rewatch it and also take some screenshots if you want. Professor Costantino, I see that you, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I would like to add a couple of things for some students that probably join us later, because it's a question that is returning many times. First one is the cost. All classes in our university is free. There is no tuition fee. There is only the regional tax to be paid one time a year. That is about 250 euros one time a year. And this is a regional tax. It's not a tuition fee. And the other one is that, as I said before, as mentioned before, there are Italian classes available. All these Italian classes are free for international students at the language center. So if you need to study Italian before starting your study, or in the meantime, you will have all levels from A1 to C2 available together with other languages. And for all information about, do you have this class, do you have this PhD course, please go on the website international.unina.it in the course catalog or in the PhD session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In the meantime, I see that Serra is joining us, so I think that maybe she can talk and leave us her experience. Serra, can you hear us?
Yes, hi everyone.
Hi, perfect.
Sorry, I had a technical issue.
No problem.
I will try to share my screen now.
Thank you.
Can you see it at the moment?
Yes, now we can see the Zoom up. I think that if you open the presentation, we should be able to see it. Okay, great.
I just opened the presentation. Okay.
Yes, we can see. Thank you.
So hi everyone again. I am Serra and I'm 24 years old. I'm a student of medicine and surgery at the University of Naples Federico II, and I'm from Turkey, so I am a non-EU student, which is an important detail. And I'm currently at the 6th year, and I would like to share with you my experience, my personal experience about
sorry, Serra, for interrupting you, but
as I said,
sorry, I think we lost you for a moment. We can't hear you very, very well. Maybe you already still have some troubles with the connection. Now we should hear you better. Let's try.
Okay, do you hear me right now?
Yes, right now we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I was saying that I would like to share with you my personal experiences about the university, being an international student here in Italy, in Naples particularly, the city, the environment, and particularly my application and the admission process. So in 2020, of course, this changes from course to course, but for medicine and surgery, I had to take the IMET, and I could do it in my very own country, in Turkey. And within 1 month, I got my result. I was eligible for the course. And after that, I started receiving emails from the university, and everything went very smooth. In a couple of weeks from abroad, from Turkey, I could do all my documents, and my admission to the university was very smooth, very fast, without any problems. After I had to take a student visa upon my arrival to Naples, I took my first residence permit within 1 month, and after that I didn't need the visa anymore. And I know that this process may seem overwhelming, but actually the university is always helping you to reach step, and it's really easygoing. So you don't have to worry about that. And talking about the university, as also my professors mentioned before, it is one of the most ancient universities of whole Europe, and definitely Italy. And it's a very big university. And also, as you know, Naples is the third biggest city of Italy. So Federico II being a very big university, crowded university, and also Naples being a very big and crowded city here, it's really filled with students and different types of people, international people. So I came here alone from Turkey, and from the first week, I made a lot of friends. So for one of you, for those of you who want to come from their countries alone, you don't have to also worry about that. And I didn't know any Italian when I first arrived, but I had the English and the Italian while I was living here. And also thanks to the university courses, which were free, I also learned Italian finally at the moment. And more than that, talking about the city, as they also said before, there are other universities than Federico II. So you also have the options to opportunities to make friends with the universities from other universities. And we have all around the city, both from Federico II, both from other universities, different various aula studio, study rooms. We have different mensa to have our lunch, our dinner. We have the metro that is working very well within the city, Naples being a big city. You know, also for me, as much as the university's success, where I'm going to live and where I'm going to spend my student years is also very important. That's why I prefer Naples, because also here I love the climate. Being from Turkey, I like warmer weathers. I don't like the cold of the North Europe. So here there is a nice climate. We are always in front of the sea. Starting from April, we can go to swim after the lessons. That was a big plus for me. And we have amazing food in Naples, especially the pizza. Here you can see in the presentation some pictures that I prepared for another presentation. And I mentioned the metro. Another important that might be very important for some students is the accommodation, and also in general the economical part of the studies. So I have to say that currently €1 is like 51 Turkish lira. So of course I was a little bit anxious when I was going to move to Europe for my studies, and I'm studying medicine single cycle degree, which is very long, 6 years. So I have to take that into consideration. And Federico II being a public state university, so being totally free of charge for me, and especially even lower tax rates for non-EU students, that helped me a lot. And also we have Adisuk. It's the Campania region offering to students scholarship. And also, as you can see here, free accommodation through dormitories. Upon your arrival, your admission to the university, you can also just do this application through Adisuk, and they are also helping you. They're giving you some good amount of money, actually. Only condition is that you should pass your exams and get a certain amount of credit starting from the first year of university, and which is a big help. Naples being an affordable city, plus the region helping us with scholarships is really a big help for the students and the families. So here you can see some pictures of the dormitories. I actually stayed in a dormitory for my first year, and after I moved to a house with some friends in the second year, which was closer to my faculty. And also, you know, the university is all around the city, so there are many different options to take a house in all around the city according to your faculty. And this is about Policlinico, my hospital, my university, because I do medicine. City. So I think that's all. For listening to me, and if you have any further questions, I'm here and available to answer.
Thank you so much for the testimonial. I think it is very useful for the students that are connected to hear and see a direct experience from one of the students of the university. Okay, so I think that we can proceed with some other questions since we still
Carolina, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you. I just want to remind all the international perspective students about an important notice that we got just today from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, because it is important to understand that even if students have been admitted by university, so by University of Naples Federico II, the admission does not guarantee any appointment with the Italian authorities abroad or the issue at the release of visa. That is because we are two different institutions, so we are in charge of the didactic aspect, so the admission aspect, but the embassies and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs issues other important things such as issue related to the national security and the migratory law. So the admission is not a guarantee of having the visa released. That is important to clarify, and we got an important notice right just today by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you so much.
Cristiano, may I ask you to answer one question that is different people? So again, we already said, but again, first university, the first step is to go.
The first step very quickly is to be admitted. So check the select your favorite, your chosen program. Then if you are a new student or a new equivalent student, you can matriculate directly at the university, at the Student Affairs Office. If you need visa, so if you are a non-EU student, after having obtained your admission by the course coordinator, by the assessment committee, you got a pre-acceptance letter. So after having obtained this pre-acceptance letter, after having been admitted, you must pre-enroll on Universitali platform before your matriculation. Before the output of the pre-enrollment procedure is the release of visa for entry in Italy. So that's this is a very quickly and very briefly.
Okay, so in other words, for non-EU students, first contact the coordinator of the course.
Exactly, in order to understand whether the admission requirement or if there are particular requirements in order to be admitted. And once they have admitted with the pre-admission, with the admission letter or any other proof of the admission, they can matriculate directly at the student office without the university step. The university step, the pre-enrollment procedure, is mandatory only if students need a visa to enter Italy.
Okay, for non-EU students, we need a visa.
And I would also,
thank you. And I also to point out that at the moment, because the general situation in the world, the embassy are overwhelmed by the work, by the request. So the work is very low. And this means that you need to ask your visa at least 2 months in advance before try to coming in Italy. Otherwise, you will not have the time to do this. We experience this all the time during the last winter with the students joining for training in our research groups in the university. So it's important to start in advance to get the visa. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I don't know if some of you can answer to some questions that I see. I see actually some similar questions about the PhDs. If you have them, and if you also have the specialization for the PhDs, I saw something about astrophysics and some other fields of study.
Yeah, in the international website, there is also a session dedicated to the PhD with the list of all PhD courses. I wish to highlight that in the Italian system, not only in our university, but in Italian system, there is a public call for getting a PhD position that is a position related with a scholarship. So the PhD is fully funded by a scholarship, either for personal support, either for what is necessary for doing the research and all activity in the lab. But I mean, all the information are on the website.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Also, do you have any age limits, for example, for the PhDs or for the master courses?
I don't think so.
Because I see someone that is asking for the possibility to, for example.
No, there is
okay.
no age limit.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so another
And
question.
also, I saw that some students, participants are asking for short courses or
Yes.
some courses. Again, have a look on the website because, of course, we have summer classes and also short courses, but this, I mean, it's catalogs that came every year. It's also relating to the specific field you want to apply. And so maybe you can ask more information in details depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, and also I saw a question that is specifically to medicine, but I think that it could be related also to other courses. If they already have, for example, a bachelor degree in a similar field, if you think that the students can have the possibility to have the bonus for some of the exams that they already have sustained during the previous university, for example, in biology or something that is related to medicine, of course, they have to present their background, I think. But yeah, if you think that that should be this possibility.
If they already did some exam abroad, they need to present all the transcript of records to the coordinators, and they can be admitted or not, depending on the programs they follow abroad and if there is similarity among the programs.
Yeah, just to clarify, I mean, it is a procedure that is done by the course, right? By the coordination of the course. In some case, there is a commission of professors of the course. It's not a university general regulation, right? So it depends on the topics, let's say, and the content of the exams. There will be an assessment.
Okay, thank you. And I see a question about the visa. Here is a student that is already in his or her Erasmus path in Italy. And she or he, sorry, I'm not sure about the gender, would like to extend the visa staying because he would like to enroll in a master program here at the university. Do you already have this kind of...
As I mentioned before, unfortunately, this is not our responsibility. So
Of course.
we are not expert in migratory legislation. So in this case, it's very important the website, the portal of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, visto.peritalia.sri.it, in order to understand, or even to ask Italian authorities, police authorities, in order to verify this possibility.
Thank you. Okay. So I see some questions that are very, of course, very specific to different situations of the students, and I would like to invite you and suggest to you all to directly write to the team, because if you present your previous background and your path, you could do a specific question about your future.
Yeah, you are right, totally right, Carolina. I of course, for all that are asking for postdoctoral opportunities or training, of course, these are general questions. Of course, there are possibilities. There are some fellowship for scholarship for postdoc position, but you need to identify the person, the group you want to join, and ask directly. As happened to me many times during the year, so other colleagues to get a CV and people that would like to join the group, and of course each of a colleague will answer directly to them. It's not a general procedure.
Thank you so much. In the meantime, I just shared in the chat the possibility to request your certificate of attendance. You can click on the link and get the certificate. Okay, so since the time is really running fast, I think that we can end the webinar here. But of course, I'd like to thank our panelists for their presentation, their all amount of information that they gave to the students, and of course to all the students connected. I don't know if you panelists all would like to give a message to the students before we say goodbye, or a last minute recommendation.
David.
Yes, of course. So it was really a pleasure. I hope that it was interesting, and we really hope to see you soon here in Naples. So for actually next year there will be the Americans Cup, right? So it's also something interesting to watch, I think. And Naples hopefully will change even better with that, with some seaside available. That now it's more complicated to let's say to reach, let's say. So I think it will be great. So I hope to see you all.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so thank you for joining us. And of course, we hope to see you very soon. You will receive all the information in a couple of days, and have a really nice rest of the day from wherever you're connecting from. Thank you for being with us.